Hi, I'm Jen from JenThereDoneThat, and welcome to week 10 of island-wide lockdown in Puerto Rico. Not a whole lot has changed since last week. Everything is still closed on Sundays, except for gas stations and drive-through pharmacies for prescription pickup only. Everything else, absolutely everything else on Sundays are closed. We also still have our 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew every day. What has changed are more of the services and businesses are being allowed to reopen and resume. The biggest change for me was I was finally able to get my car registration. So the SESCO, which is our Puerto Rican Department of Motor Vehicles, have released an app online. Hallelujah. So we've actually got some online options where you can look to see if you have any tickets and print out your car registration form and all kinds of good things online through a smartphone app. And I discovered that I had gotten a parking ticket in San Juan in January. There was no ticket on my vehicle. There was no notice sent to me, nothing. The only way I know that I had a $50 ticket for parking too close to the yellow line of the curb, the yellow curb, was because I went onto the app to get my car registration form, and it showed I couldn't renew my car registration until I had paid this $50 parking ticket that I had no idea I'd gotten. So fortunately, the smartphone app does allow you to pay any outstanding tickets. You can see what the ticket was for, when the ticket was issued, where I knew I was in San Juan on that day, and the amount of the ticket, and then you can just pay for the ticket online, Visa or MasterCard only. But I was able to pay my ticket and get my car registration form so that I could finally go to the vehicle inspection off the facility for vehicle inspection, which is now open. So I was able to get my vehicle inspected, the emissions test, all of that fun stuff, and then with my paperwork in hand, pay for my car registration and get my new marbete, my new sticker for the vehicle. So the vehicle inspection office is open. I've paid for my vehicle inspection, and I'm gonna get my inspection over there in just a few minutes. Finally getting my vehicle inspection so I can get my marbete today. Everything is reopening, so this is good news. So normally this is a 3-hour process. That's what it's been in previous years. Because a third of the island is going to need to have their car registration renewed, this is going to be a much longer time period, but I don't think anybody realizes that it's open yet. We do have an extension through June for anyone that had a expired car registration. So I think over the next few weeks, and definitely June, the vehicle inspections and getting your car registration is going to be a very, very long line. But right now, nobody knows that they're open. And because we have the extension, I don't think people are thinking about getting their car registration. So I was able to get in, pay for my inspection, get the inspection done. There was only 2 people in front of me in line, and then get my car registration paperwork in, paid for, and sticker in my hand within 1 hour. That's pretty fast for normal. So I was very pleased to get that done. It was a relief to finally have that be done, and I am in compliance, and my car registration is up to date, and all my parking tickets that I didn't know I had are paid off. So that was a good, productive day yesterday. Since I got all of that done, I am out of a couple things, so I had to run up to Caguas, and I went to the grocery store up there. And since I only needed 2 things, very specific things from this grocery store. I was in and out in 10 minutes. There was a very short line to get into the store, maybe only about 3 people in front of me. I guess I had really good timing. Of course, I had my mask on, and I know exactly where my items are. I got them, and to the checkout counter, they're only allowing maybe 8 or 10 customers in the store at a time. So they only had 2 cashiers open and only 1 or 2 people in line for each cashier. So it was very quick. Just a little bit of a line at the Fresh Mart, but in and out in 10 minutes. So doing pretty good today. They have security at the front to restrict how many people can go in. And then once you go in, there's a limited number that are actually allowed to shop in the store. Good social distancing. They don't touch your credit card or anything. And then you're out. But last time they were doing hand sanitizer at the door. So I guess just the face masks are all that's required now. I know that at other grocery stores, depending on the timing, it can be a madhouse. Frankly, we drove past the Walmart, and I think everybody on the island was at Walmart yesterday. So those lines were insane. It looked like a considerable wait to get into the Walmart, and I'm really grateful I didn't need anything from Walmart. I'll just skip Walmart for now. A lot more stores are coming up with creative ways to do curbside pickup and online ordering, or call and place your order. Or frankly, there's just a lot of things that I don't need and I can do without. I just don't want to deal with the lines, and frankly, there's so many people in the stores. I'm really trying to time it so there's fewer people and less exposure. So that was good. I also decided to stop by one of our favorite restaurants and pick up takeout dinner last night, and that was a little bit of a disaster. At 5:30 in the afternoon, there were security guards harassing people to go into a restaurant to place their to-go orders. So we're not seeing a consistent application of the rules. I don't know why security felt that they needed to harass people at 5:30 in the afternoon. We all know we have a 7 p.m. curfew, but at 5:30 in the afternoon, they were harassing people for trying to go and place their order for pickup for dinner. And yes, I used to eat dinner at 7:30 at night, and if I cook at home, I can eat whenever I want. But on the off chance I'm out running errands, like getting my car registration and going to Caguas and running errands, and I come home and I don't feel like cooking, I still have to get to the restaurant by 5:30 at the latest to be able to place my order so it's ready by 6 so I can leave. All the restaurants are closing at 6 so that they have half an hour to clean up and shut down and everything they need to do to close down the restaurant by 6:30 so that all of their employees have 30 minutes to get home before the 7 p.m. curfew. This plaza is normally full of people dining outside, tables and chairs, and as you can see, nope, not allowed, nobody's here, and we're all getting our to-go orders, to-go drinks, and to-go food, dinner tonight before the 7 p.m. curfew. So yes, we're still under 7 p.m. curfew and takeout at 5 o'clock in the afternoon so that they can close by 6 and everybody's home by 7. That's what the 7 p.m. curfew really means, is all these restaurants and businesses have to close up by 6 so they still have half an hour to clean up and get their employees home before the 7 o'clock curfew. Not a lot of businesses are going to make it. I'm hearing more and more businesses that have closed that are not going to be reopening, and businesses that are barely hanging on by a thread that aren't going to stay open for much longer. It's been a huge impact around the world, obviously, and a lot of the small business owners here are definitely getting impacted. I know my main business has what was my main source of income last year is no longer my main source of income. So a project in a business we've been working on for the last 2 years is now my primary focus. And that wasn't exactly my timeline. It definitely wasn't my plan for 2020, but I think like most people, you have to adapt, pivot, change, do whatever you got to do. But 2020 is going to be a year we all remember. Very, very different business climate, and unfortunately not all the businesses are going to make it. And I saw that yesterday. I got an email from my accountant that she was closing her main office. So I went by and yeah, she's closed. So behind me is my accountant's office, or what used to be my accountant's office. She sent me an email today that because of all the regulations and changes and costs associated with whatever, but this is another casualty of COVID. So she is closed. She's no longer there. As you can see, it's completely empty. And so yeah, my accountant is going completely remote now, which is great. She can work remote, and we do everything remote anyway, but that's what people are forgetting is all the changes. It's having big impact for businesses all over, and in ways that I don't think anybody really thought were going to be the case just a few months ago. So we're waiting for the next executive orders from our governor to understand what's going to change next. We were expecting to see a big instructions, orders for more businesses to be able to reopen, especially small businesses, local small businesses, and they're being pushed off. We're still evaluating you. We're still figuring that out. Just wait another couple weeks. And that waiting a couple other weeks will be the difference of whether or not they're able to reopen ever, or if they have lost their entire small business. So this is getting tough. It's getting tough for a lot of people, and we're just waiting for the next instructions, the next executive orders to come out. Beaches are still closed. Public parks are still closed. Churches are still closed. We don't get any instruction or justification for the rules, but it's my personal belief that part of the reason why everything is closed on Sundays is specifically targeting the churches. I think that if they allowed anything to be open on Sundays, then more and more people would try to have a church service, or at least that's the fear. And so there's no church services. They're still doing online church services on Sunday. A few select churches, I know, are doing that if they have the technology and the ability. But I personally believe that's why everything is closed on Sundays. It's related to the churches. But we don't know. So we're waiting for the next batch of updates to figure out, will some businesses be able to come back and survive, or are they gonna need to figure out a completely different business model or a completely different business and industry? Sort of a wait and see. So that's where we are for week 10 of island-wide lockdown in Puerto Rico. I wish I had better news or more positive news right now. I'm trying to be happy that I finally got my car registration done and I can still go to the grocery store. I can still get takeout dinner before 6 o'clock or 5:30, but we're just not seeing any good communication, and I think that that's the most frustrating thing. People keep saying, oh, wait till the second wave. We never really had a first wave. So this has been very contained and controlled, and I think most people are very aware of the risks and what they need to do to stay safe. Everyone's wearing masks, but no one is seeing the justification for curfew, and more people are just saying, I don't care, come and arrest me. And I think it's going to get to that point very soon if curfew isn't lifted. We'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos from Jen There, Done That.